Hello everybody, Persian here. Today we're going to put some electrolyte in a brand new battery. I'm going to go through the process, my first time doing it, so we're going to do it together. And this is also a quick review on the battery. This brand is Yuasa. This is the brand that came with my four-wheeler when I bought it in 2001. And yes, it is the original battery. Not this battery, but the battery I had in my four-wheeler has lasted since 2001. So I am sticking with the same name. Now you can get other batteries elsewhere. Walmart carries a battery. That review only lasted about 6 months or so. Every one of them had a poor review, so that's not worth the money. I bought this one on Amazon.com. It was about $20 cheaper than the Honda dealership in town. So that was and that's with the shipping. So that was a $20 savings, not compared to a 45-minute drive one way in fuel. So it was a good fuel savings. Now this is shipped dry. Dry, I mean there's no acid or electrolyte in the battery. That's what this is. This was sealed. Just cut it out. This is the electrolyte. Now for folks who are looking for a long-term storage, this is how you want your batteries. Now there's a book and other stuff out there on buying batteries for if you're putting some up. That's not what this is about. I'm not the expert on that, other than I know this is how you want it. Now there's some batteries that are filled at the factory. I'm not sure if this one is or not. And then they're quickly drained before they ship them out. I don't know if Yuasa does that or not. I'm not concerned with that aspect since I'm putting this one in a four-wheeler. But again, if you're looking for a battery for long-term storage to set aside in case something happens, you can't get them again, this is what you want. One that you fill yourself and one that's never been filled in it before. I think the Interstate battery, you can get those that's never been filled. But do your own research. And before we start anything else, it goes without saying, hey, safety, safety, safety. Incompetence. If you ain't competent in doing it, don't do it. Safety. Goggles, or better yet, a whole face shield. Rubber gloves, plastic everything. If you're a klutz, don't do this, because I won't have you griping at me later. So if you do it on your own accord. So with that said, here we go. This is sealed. And this is also going to be the battery sealer for the sealed battery, or battery caps for the sealed battery are right up in here. So when you pull this off, you don't throw it away. This is going to be reused at a later date. So let's go ahead and get started with some of this. Glasses. First thing you do, I'm going to pull this off because it's kind of in the way. You take off the safety tape. And there you go. We'll set that aside. Now, like I said, you pull this off to the side and set it by later because these will be needed again. Now you see here, these are little plastic or not aluminum tape type that's covering these holes. Instruction says you do not push them, prick them or anything. What we're going to do is gently set them inside the holes and they'll puncture and release on their own. And so what's going to happen, it takes about a 20-minute soak for all the electrolyte to slowly drain into the battery. So we're going to go ahead and start it there, and then we'll say goodbye shortly and then we'll pick it back up. But here we go. Again, we're not puncturing any of the seals on here. We're going to stick it straight up and down. Yep, there we go. Like that. There we go. Hey, hey, hey! Easy, easy. Too easy. Now I'm hoping hoping the camera can pick up the bubbles coming out of here. Now, under no circumstances are you supposed to remove this. And so if it gets hung up with an air pocket in there, you're instructed to tap on it. I guess some people have thought, oh, I'll just make an air hole, air vent for it to drain. You don't do that. You don't cut none of this here per the instructions. So, okay, well, I'm going to put those back down. We're going to let this fill. I'm sure hoping the video can pick this up. I'm hoping you can see the air bubbles coming up. Oh yeah, you can see them. So anyway, I'm going to give this about 20 minutes. I'm going to let all this acid slowly filter down into the battery, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, everything appears to have drained out of the bottle. I'm going to give it some smacks and make sure it's all in there. And going to slowly, gently remove it. There we go. Easy peasy. See, the little punctured himself. So now the instructions say these are going to be the covers, but first it says just to put it on top like so. And if the battery's under 12 amp hours, it says let stand for 30 minutes. And it's just a hair over 12 amp hours, 12.6. Says let it stand at least an hour. And this is to allow the electrolyte to soak all in that battery. Let's see. This allows electrolyte to permeate into the plates for optimum performance. So, okay, I'm going to give it a little bit extra. I'm going to let it soak for 2 hours, and then we're going to proceed from there. So I'll be back after a 2-hour soak. Okay, everybody, we're back. Now that the battery has time to soak and the cells get saturated and slowly seep throughout the battery inside there, so I gave it an extra hour charge. It said 1, I gave it 2. So now we're going to give it its initial charge. I want to tilt it over, but here on the top of the battery it says standard charge 1.4 amps, 5 to 10 hours, or you want to do a quick charge 6 amps. Well, that was wonderful. 6 amps at 1 hour. Well, I don't like the quick charges. I always told that's kind of shortens the life of batteries. And my lowest setting is a 2 amp charge. So I'm going to give it 5 hours on 2 amps. So positive, negative, and positive. Here we go. Okay. And it says to let this here set loosely on top of that. That gets pushed in after the initial charge. So, okay, that's it. We'll be back here in a bit. Okay, folks, we've got to the charging station. It's all complete, so we're going to go ahead and disconnect all that. And here comes the final thing. During the said initial charge, it said to leave these loosely fitting over there. Now, this is what makes it the sealed battery, but I think a little persuasion, it would probably easily come off. But here we go. Push these suckers down. This is not the hammer or nothing. Oh, they are tight fitting there. Lines up. Oh, here's a snapper. You hear that? So I guess maybe they won't come back out. Just slowly going in. Tell you what I'm going to use. This more press. Yep, hear that snap? Yeah, she's good to go. Don't see no more. Let's see. All seems to be nice and sealed. Oh yeah, there we go. Using something like that rounded does help push it down if anybody's going to do this. It helped out immensely. Okay, she's nice and sealed. Now, just because I'm not going to remember when it was, and there's no date knockouts anywhere on the battery, I got me a little piece of tape. I'm writing today's date on it. 7/1/14. Alright, we're good to go. So that's it. Hope this found this interesting. Not expert on this. This is the first time I ever done it, but if you got a question, let me know. Alright, take care. God bless.